Hello, net entrepreneurs. Christopher Wilson here, the self-proclaimed mobile app mogul. And in the email that you got, it said that Dylan was going to show a demo, but instead I decided to show a demo or a walkthrough, basically about the Green App Machine, and answer a few questions about the Green App Machine. And what I'm going to do first is show you one of my apps and how it's doing in the app market since building it with the Green App Machine. And I'm going to show you how I chose the market. And I'm just going to play it by ear on a few other things as I go along in this video. Now, I got the idea of using the Green App Machine because I had downloaded an app from the Android market, the world's dumbest app. And I noticed the format of that app. And if you want to see how that app looks, of course you can download it on your Android phone. But that app format was the same format that I noticed with the Green App Machine. Okay, so I said, I may can use this. And at the time, I received an email from Ping Jun. He's the creator of the Green App Machine, and I almost skipped that email actually because I was going through my emails, browsing through, and I said, well, let me check this out. It's about building apps, and I had already had a program about building apps, which I continue to use. It's the App Code 2.0. But anyway, I decided to check it out, and so I checked it out, looked through the walkthrough video and everything, and I said, make it do this. And I noticed that it looks like the world's dumbest app. And so anyway, I decided to check it out, and immediately it was very easy to use. And as you can see, I'm in my back office here. I have a few apps that I already built. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actually, and so I'm going to show you the app that's just shocked me actually, and it's this app right here. Let me show it to you in the preview here, and I'm going to show you how this app is constantly making me money. And that's the app right there. Okay, and I got news, YouTube videos, and so forth. Now, let me show you the results so far from this app. Let me go to the Android store. I'm going to type in, and by the way, I put this app up let's see, about 5 days ago. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, and I noticed a few other people have added some apps. Okay, and let's take a look at the app. Okay, and look at the installs here, 10 to 50,000. Okay, and that blew me away right there when I seen all those installs. Now the reviews, reviews right there, so far 1 star and 32 5 stars and so forth. That's how it's doing right now. But of course, when you're making apps, it's best to use the free method because you can make a lot of money with advertising your apps. I mean, advertising in your apps. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go to one of my advertiser accounts, which is Admob, which they suggest you use in the app builder, and I'm going to show you that real quick. Okay, these are your tabs right here. Okay, and of course they suggest that you use Admob. Okay, so let me go to Admob real quick. I'm going to show you what this app has done so far. And let me go to the sites and apps. And like I said, I'm really just figuring out this app game, and I know there's a lot of money to be made in it. Now, this is how much this app has made so far. Okay, on 4/7, it made $21 and so forth. It is constantly going up every day. Okay, so far today, it's $1.54. I did some tweaks and changes, and I'm going to see how those tweaks and changes affect the earnings. So, we're going to see how that goes. But so far, that's $138.79 from that. Now, there's also another back end in your app. This is the Everbadge. And I was surprised and shocked at this also. Everbadge, you have it there, and I also have it another place. I've renamed it. I renamed it to Cool Apps, actually. That's this tab right here. Okay, but normally that says Everbadge. But let's go to the Everbadge site real quick, and let's see. I'm going to log in. Let's see. Let's see. Oops. Log in. Okay. Okay. Now, $138.79 from the Admob so far, and this is Everbadge so far. And Everbadge is basically it's like a in-app back end in your app where people can look at other apps and download them. So far, $68.67 from that. Okay, and just to show you real quick, I'll show you what it is. Anyway, if you get the green app machine, you know it'll pretty much lay it out for you. It's very easy to do, easy to follow. But basically, they just put a back end in your app. It kind of looks like oh, but not gonna show me, huh? Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it like something like that. But anyway, that's on that they put that on to inside your app. Excuse me. They put that inside your app. Okay, so that's what this app has done so far. Got, let's see, let's go back to the home page. $68.68 so far from Everbadge. That's one back end inside the Green Machine app builder. And of course with Admob, so far that's $138.79. So you may be saying, well, that's just one app. That's my point exactly. Now imagine if you put 10 apps up. Okay, 10 apps up, making roughly a $5 a day, which was my initial expectation when setting up apps anyway. I initially said if I could put up at least 3 apps a week, you know, have those apps make uh, between $1 and $5, you know, that's pretty much like $500 a month, you know, minimum so far, you know. But anyway, so far this one app has exceeded all those expectations. Now, just like with anything, you know, there's the power in numbers. You know, the more you put up, the more money you're going to make. This is just one, okay? So this is averaging so far. Let's see, $20 a day for that one, $20 a day for that one. Okay, this one app is averaging about $25 a day. Okay, not including, that's just advertising, but also not including with Everbadge. So with Everbadge, let's see, it's been 6 days. That's averaging another $10 a day. So this one app is averaging $35 a day. Now imagine if you put up 100 apps, okay, which is, you know, the main emphasis of this app building business, or this app building game, or this app building empire. It's powers and numbers, okay. So the more you put up, of course, the more money, you know, you're going to make. And every now and then you'll get that home run. Most app developers will say, and this is their statistics, out of every 10, you know, one is going to be a money maker, or one is going to be a gold mine. Okay, but you don't just stop at 10, of course. You know, you put up 100, you put up 200, you put up 300, and so on. And one of the programs that I'm using, John Swartz, from the App Code 2.0, he has like 1,000 apps. And looking at the videos that he was showing, you know, his apps, you know, he makes about, ooh boy, he makes about minimum $500 a day, you know, if not more than that. Actually makes more than that. But anyway, just to show, you know, in order to win in this game, you got to put up some apps. Simple as that. So this is just for one app that I just showed you. Let's see. There's something else I wanted to go over with you real quick. Let's see. Oh, how I came to choose this niche right here. Now there are many ways to choose a niche or an app for to build and to put on the app stores. Okay. Now, another thing, just keep in mind, this is just Android. Okay. I'm in the process of submitting it to iTunes and also Windows and a few other app markets. So, I figure with iTunes, you might as well just double this number, okay, and probably double this number also. Because actually that's another market. That's a whole nother market. Okay. This is just one app. Okay. Now, I initially came to choose this app right here. This one. Let me go back to my dashboard. Okay. You see, right now I got 7 apps up. Okay. But I initially chose this one right here because when choosing apps, you basically want to find the popular trends. Okay. Popular trends, things that people are searching for. And there's an old school of thought here that I learned from Stephen Pierce. He says, you don't want to sell what you want to sell. You want to sell what people are buying, what they are already buying. Okay. Now in this case, they're not buying anything, at least with this app, but they're searching for it. Okay. So I said, well, I just happen to be going through Amazon, going by Stephen Pierce's philosophy. You want to sell what people are buying, and you also want to find something that's popular or something that's going to be popular, okay, which is the basis for this, what's going to be popular. So actually, I went to my Amazon account, okay, and let's see, I got this broken down in various niches and so forth. But I went to Amazon and I went to coming soon, okay, in video games, which is a hot market. And I said, wait a minute, okay, this is coming soon. Okay, this is coming soon. Okay, it's not out yet, but as you can see here, if I click it, I click that there, okay, it says this item will be released April 16th. So I said, that's interesting, okay, the video game, I didn't think too much of it at first, but then what I did was I did some research on it. My first initial research was, of course, in the App Store market, and I searched the name. Matter of fact, show you exactly what I did. I just copy that, okay, and put it in a search in the App Store. Now, just imagine that's not there right now, but initially when I searched for this, it was like 7 apps. Okay, 7 apps. This was how long? This was I guess 6 days ago. Now there's 86 apps. Okay. Let's see. When I initially searched this, let's see. That wasn't up. That was up. That one was up. Matter of fact, it was 2. Yeah. It was only three results. I said 7, but yeah, there were 3 results. And I said, interesting. Okay. So I said, well, it may be a market for this. Oops. Okay, what's going on? Okay. So I said, it may be a market for this. Okay. I then went to iTunes, did the same thing. It was 0 results. So I said, interesting. But I also know that sometimes, if you don't want to infringe on anybody's copyrights or their images and so forth, so that's another issue. I'll talk about that another time. But I said I may put up an app for this. Okay. So what I did was, like I said, went to Amazon, released April 16th. Okay. I went to check on some images to see if I can use some images because I don't want to infringe on anybody's copyright. And I have this niched out also, Creative Commons. And let me show you real quick one that I did offhand. This is what I do. I go to Google, and this is labeled for commercial reuse with modification. That means you can use these images. These are not the regular Google images. These you can use freely. Okay, and there are a few other sites that you can use to find PLR images. But anyway, I just typed in injustice. I said, well, let's just see if I can get an image that I could use. There it is right there. And so actually there's just one image, and it's right there. So I said, well, that image is free to use. So I use that one image. Okay, and if you look through all that, through the app, you'll probably see just that one image because that's the one that I can legally use. Okay, that's the one that's available to everyone. Okay, so that's how I chose that market. Okay, so another niche or another tip is when you're building apps, find things that are popular or that's going to be popular. Okay, now let me show you something else. This is the back office of my Android marketplace. Okay, so far that's 10,030 downloads, active downloads. It's 30,000 altogether. Some people installed it or uninstalled it for any number of reasons. But the first day when I put this up, it said like 100, and I didn't even finish putting it up. Okay, then I kept refreshing, and the numbers kept climbing. So this is what it's at now. Okay, my other apps. Okay, this Crystal Healing 70 so far, 75 on that one. Okay, the Lone Ranger. Okay, now I put this up because actually, and like I said, you want to find what's going to be popular. This is a movie. Okay, the movie is the Lone Ranger. So I put this app up, and I think the movie's coming out in June, and it's April now. And I said, well, people are going to be searching for that. So I kind of, I kind of went ahead, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and, go ahead and make an app for the Lone Ranger because I know it's coming out. And that's another, and I'll tell you another way to search out niches is through upcoming movies. Okay, as long as it's copyright written free, as long as you use images and content that's not copywritten, you'll be okay. But anyway, I put this app up, and this basically is about the Lone Ranger. It's a PLR book that you can get free, so I put that up. But guess what? People are going to be searching for the Lone Ranger. Give it another month or two, it's going to be real hot. And actually, when I put this up on, when I type this up on the Android market, okay, I think it was initially like 7 results. Okay. Now it's 13. Okay. But when I first searched the Lone Ranger, this one was up, that one was up, that one was up, that one wasn't, that one wasn't, that one wasn't, okay, that one wasn't, that one wasn't either, okay, and that's not, I think that's the, is it the Lone Ranger? Well, yeah. I think there's a dancehall artist named the Lone Ranger, but that has nothing to do with the movie. What I put my app up for. So anyway, it was like 7. Now there's 13. Okay, and what my app is basically, it has the Lone Ranger. It has a Facebook page. I've got a few other things here. I've got the actually it's the ebook actually. And where's that at? Yeah, right there. But the ebook, and I converted that text into an audio. So I've got the ebook and I've got an audio where you can listen to the Lone Ranger story. But I believe that it is climbing. Actually, it went up and then it went down. But actually, like I said, that's going to be a hot search topic coming up soon. Okay, so like I said, in this app game, you want to capitalize on popular trends. Find out what's going to be popular if you can, And just keep in mind, out of every 10 apps, one is going to be a home run. Okay. Uh, Hopefully. Sometimes it may take you 20 before you get that one, but you never know. And you never know what's going to be good, and you never know what's going to be a flop. Let me give you one more case in point. Let me show you this one right here. After I seen the success of this app right here, I put this one up. Dead Island Riptide Intel, which is another up and coming game in Amazon. I said, okay, well, that's the formula. It worked for that one. Let's try it again. And I did it for this game right here. Okay, and this game is coming up April 23rd. Okay, so I went ahead and made an app. Let me show you real quick. Did the keyword research. Dead Island. And actually, I searched the whole thing. Dead Island Riptide. And at the time, my computer's running slow here. And at the time, come on. Okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Dead Island Riptide. Let's look at Dead Island first. Well, no. Look at Dead Island Riptide. Dead Island Riptide. Okay. Now, that's my app. That's the only one. Now, if I go to page 2, I don't know why it's saying 32, but okay. I think I know why. Okay. But Dead Island Riptide. Mine is the only one sitting up there. Now, if I type, let's take a look at this first. And basically, like I said, this is another video game. I could not. I had the image that's on the. I had this image, but I did the Creative Commons search, and I said, well, I didn't see any images for that game come up, so I decided not to use it right now. And actually, I did have it up there, but I changed it. That's another image right there that I use. That's royalty free, but I did put that logo there. Okay, and I did the same thing here. Like I said, I changed that. I just want to be careful right now. See, how things go. But anyway, I put this up. I guess about 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, and this is how it's doing so far. Okay, and got the video there, and I got 1 5-star rating so far. So let's see. So that's how that's doing so far. So, like I said, this game, the apps that you think are going to be popular and you're going to get a lot of downloads are not necessarily so. So what do? You just keep making apps. Just keep making apps. And like I said, don't get discouraged. Say you put up 5 apps, and you may get discouraged. Well, I'm not making any money. I'm not getting any downloads. Well, guess what? Just keep in mind, I got 5 more to go before I get 1 winner. Okay, just keep that in mind. Just keep going and building apps. Okay, it's kind of like the lottery. You can't win if you don't play. So if you don't put up any apps, there's no chance of you winning. Simple as that. So what you want to do, just keep building apps, keep pumping out apps, and just like in baseball, batting averages. A great player only hits the ball 30% of the time. Okay, that's great. What about the other 70%? So, like I said, with this, just keep pumping out apps, and with the green app machine, you definitely have the tool to do it. In the next video, I'm going to show you how fast, it's not really a speed thing with this, but I'm going to show you how you can create an app easily with the green app machine. So like I said, just want to show you some numbers from one of my apps, and I made 7, and so far I've got a winner. But like I said, the popularity will fade, but right now, so far this app has made $138.79 for Admob, $68 that way, and Like I said, that's just one market. I haven't even put it on iTunes. I haven't put it on the Windows App Store. I haven't put it on Amazon. I haven't put it on GetJar. That's just with Android. So, with that being said, um, keep building apps. You can't win if you don't play. Pump out those apps. Christopher Wilson, the self-proclaimed mobile app mogul, and I will talk to you later. Take care.